Hello everyone and welcome back to the Young Broke Musicians, episode 7.
Episode 7.
Still buzzing?
Always buzzing, mate.
Buzzing.
Always buzzing. Because we got new things, didn't we?
We did. We got new things.
We got lots of new things.
We are really like loving life at the minute, aren't we?
We is.
I mean, obviously, if you can't see, if you're not watching on the YouTube channel, if you're watching on, if you're listening to Spotify,
Although
or
video is coming to Spotify soon.
that's exciting.
That would be really cool.
Amazing. So, for those of you who can't see, I have broken my thumb.
There's been changes, hasn't there?
There's
been lots of changes.
Yeah, and I'm also ginger now.
She's ginge.
I'm ginger.
The only ginger I tolerate. I'm joking. I'm not gingerist. But you're my favourite ginger.
Thank you. I mean,
Ron Weasley comes second.
Yeah, I've always wanted to be ginger. I've always wanted to know what I look like ginger, but it didn't come out as ginger as what I was hoping. I was kind of wanting to go for like the ginger one from Girls Aloud.
Oh, what was her name? Is she the one with the really pale skin?
Yeah, the beautiful one. Yeah, like the porcelain doll.
She was like a porcelain doll, wasn't she? She was proper ginger.
Yeah, I really wanted to be really, really ginger, but it didn't really come out that well.
Oh, mate.
But
I think it looks good, though.
Thank you.
It looks good.
Thank you.
And we got new toys as well.
We got new toys. Go on, Connor. What we got?
So, the first thing we got mugs. I think I put them on the Young Broke Musicians Instagram page. If you don't follow us on that, it's at Young Broke Musicians. That was lucky. We managed to get that name.
Oh, yeah.
So, boom.
Boom.
We got mugs.
Cheers,
I only
Connor.
got water in them because I don't drink coffee or tea. I know, I'm British and don't drink coffee or tea.
And I'm allergic to caffeine, so we're a really good team.
Go Starbucks. So, yeah.
They tried to kill me.
They did try to kill you.
I asked for a decaf tea and they gave me a normal caffeine tea, and I noticed and they were like, "Oh, we don't do decaf."
Then
So,
don't say you can have a decaf tea.
No.
And you got something new as well. You got two things new.
Two?
Two.
Oh yeah, but the first thing, the first thing is I got a new Canon M50.
Hey.
So we've got 3 shots now. So
Three
we've
cameras.
got one camera that's on me, we've got one camera that's on both of us, and then we've got the other camera that is on Connor.
Hello.
So for those of you who haven't seen the YouTube channel, go and check out the YouTube channel and you can see our new toys.
I know, it's exciting.
It is exciting. And the other thing that I got that's new, we will be showing you later, and
We
I will be
will.
telling you about it later.
That's exciting.
It is very exciting. We've also, coming up on the podcast today, we've also got an incredible guest that I am
You're buzzing.
so excited for.
It's actually our first musical guest, isn't it?
It is our first musical guest.
Musical, get it? Pun?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it. Love it.
Oh. There we go.
Okay. And
Thank you, I needed that laugh.
yeah, there we go. It's all good. I'm sure they're laughing at home.
Please laugh at home. So yeah, we've got the wonderful, fabulous, talented, beautiful Miss Zoe Birkett. It's exciting, isn't it?
I'm really excited.
She's been in so many things. She's been in Thriller Live, the Michael Jackson musical. She's been in The Bodyguard, like the live show of The Bodyguard, and Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. She's been in Rent as well.
She's been in Rent.
Yeah.
Love that.
She's been in so much stuff. And how she started her career, she was in Pop Idol.
Love that.
She was the highest placed winner out of all the shows.
Oh,
Go Zoe.
go Zoe.
Go Zoe. So yeah, we got an interview of her later, which is exciting.
Yes. She's also been backing vocals for Jason Derulo, hasn't she?
That's pretty cool.
Jason Derulo.
Jason Derulo. The only guy who can get away with singing his own name.
Yes. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if Bryan Adams sang his name, I'd still be there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Front row.
Definitely. Can you imagine?
It'd be like so romantic. It'd be like, Bryan
Can you imagine?
Adams. And I'll be like, yeah, Bryan, you sing that.
Can you imagine at the start, you know, when they're playing When You're Gone and they shout, yeah, when you're gone, if he's just shouted, yeah, Bryan Adams.
I would love that.
That would be so cool. He could get away with that because he's God.
He is God.
He is God.
Yes, he is God. And Pink as well.
And Pink. No one is better than Pink.
No one. Moving on.
So since we got new toys, we thought we'd talk about some of our favourite toys. And those are our camera bags.
oh my God, like what is in our camera bags and everything that we want in our camera bags.
Just everything. So, what is in your camera bag?
So, what is in my camera bag? For those of you who are creative and who like photography, videography, vlogging and all of that kind of stuff, or vlogging. I've got 2 Canon M50s. Which I'm buzzing about.
The second one was a great price.
It was.
We won't
talk about it. It's all good. We won't talk about money and stuff. But yeah, like
great price though.
Yeah, it was second hand, but it was brand new in a box, and it came with the 15 to 45 lens, didn't it?
Your favourite lens. Internal shivers.
Yeah. So Connor knows how much I dislike these lenses. However,
they're the kit lens.
I give it a hard time, but it's purely because I adore.
You've got a favourite lens.
I adore my Nifty 50.
It's so good.
I love my Nifty 50, and nothing will ever compare to my Nifty 50.
It's a great lens.
So I just adore it. So I've got 2 15 to 45 lenses. I've got 1 Nifty 50.
Very true.
And I've got your old.
You got my old lens. It's a telephoto lens, so it's the 55 to 250, isn't it?
It is. And I genuinely love that one as well.
It's a great lens.
I love it.
It's really good.
So I've got that, and I've got my Rode mic.
You do?
Which is the Rode Pro.
Video mic Pro.
Video mic Pro. There you go.
There you go.
And then I think that's it.
You got a cool camera bag though.
Yeah, I've got a really cool camera bag. That's your old camera bag.
It's my old camera bag, and then I upgraded.
Yeah.
And passed it down to my big sis.
Hell yeah. So
passed it up to my big sis.
Yeah. And then that's it in my camera bag. So Connor Wells.
But the fact that you've got 2 cameras is pretty exciting.
It really is.
So cool.
Would you like to make me jealous of what is in your camera bag?
So I can't make you jealous because I've only got the one camera. I've only got 1 Canon M50, but I've got some cool lenses and gear in there as well. So camera bag wise, I've got the Peter McKinnon Nomatic camera bag.
It is the most incredible camera bag.
It is great.
It's stunning.
And the fact that I can fit clothes in there makes it even better.
Yeah.
That's I think one of my favourite parts, the fact that I can fit clothes in there.
Yeah.
So I've got a Canon M50. I've got one of the 15 to 45s. Yep. I don't mind it. I use it from time to time if I need to. The lens, I've got 2 lenses which I use the most. I've got the 11 to 22, so that's like a really wide angle lens. So I loaned that to you the other day when you were doing your vlog.
Yeah.
It's just a really great wide angle shot. And I use it when I film in 4K because on the M50s they're great, but they really crop in 4K. I mean, we're filming in 4K now.
Bit overkill.
Bit
overkill for a podcast.
But it's okay because we like 4K.
We love it.
When I see like 1080p footage, I just can't look at it now. Now that I know that our M50s can do 4K.
Or if somebody decides to record it in
720 should be banned. Do not camera companies need to stop putting 720p in cameras. No one uses it. Even YouTube last month they changed 720 down. It's no longer listed as HD anymore.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not even an option that it used to come up with 720 HD, 1080 HD, and then all the other 4K options. It now doesn't have HD next to it.
Interesting.
Because it sucks. It does. So yeah, I got 11 to 22, which is my wide angle. This next lens is the one you want, isn't it?
Yes.
The 24 to 105. Great lens. And I put a speed booster on it as well. I've got the Viltrox speed booster.
Yes. Because
it's an EF lens, not an EF-M lens, M for mirrorless, like the M50s. And it's just such a great lens.
It is.
It's filming this shot right here, the centre shot,
the
on
middle
both
shot.
of us. This is the first shot we've been on the same shot together.
I know.
Good old free M50s.
Hello.
Good hat. So that's with the 24 to 105, and then I've got a 50mm as well.
Yes.
You
got your switch pod.
I got my switch pod. I do love my switch pod.
Love your switch pod.
I missed the delivery for my switch pod the other day.
Did you?
Yeah. When we were out, I ordered a ball head. Remember VidCon, I was checking around the switch pod.
Yeah, and I said, don't do that.
And you said, don't do that. and I carried
what
on.
Happened? Yeah.
I dropped it and I broke my Gorilla Pod ball head.
Yeah, you did.
So I ordered a switch pod ball head. And I've been chasing it for about 2.5 months now. And it's been lost in Chicago. It's been lost in Los Angeles. I finally got an email from SwitchPod the other day. So big up Caleb at SwitchPod for chasing it down. And when we went out to go get your M50, I missed it.
Oh. I mean, I'm not even sorry.
No, I do not apologise. It's another Canon. So, but it's going to arrive tomorrow.
That's exciting.
Jinx.
I love the fact that it's been lost in Chicago.
I know, right?
And it's been lost in
Chicago and Los Angeles.
I mean, I'd love to get lost in Chicago and Los Angeles. That'd be amazing.
Jinx again.
Ooh. Padlock, no returns.
Oh, mate.
This is going to be a brilliant podcast. Connor's going to be silent until I have to say his name. Connor Wells.
Please and thank you. What else do I have? Oh, I got the Rode VideoMic Pro Plus. Love that mic.
Yes, you do.
What we used to record the podcast on, we got two Rode Wireless Goes. They're great.
They are brilliant. And for those of you who are starting out doing podcasts or doing anything like
this,
yeah.
But with the Anchor app, you can just plug Anchor is the platform that distributes our podcast to Spotify and Apple Music and all those places. But the app's great because you can record directly from the app. So if you could plug your Apple headphones in, record your podcast through that, and then just send it out. Pretty sick. But we got a Rodecaster, so
we have. Is the memory card in the Rodecaster?
It is. We can record for 30 hours. Imagine a 30-hour long podcast.
I mean,
who would you listen to for 30 hours?
Really? Do you have to ask me that question?
I know who it would be.
I mean, Bryan Adams, of course. Anything that he says is very interesting.
I know, right?
Do you know what? I genuinely think I'd probably listen to James Blunt for 30 hours.
I would love to listen to James Blunt.
He's hilarious.
His little British voice. Hi, I'm James Blunt. He's so British, isn't he? I love him.
I think he's brilliant.
I love him on Twitter.
He's hilarious. The things that he comes out with is brilliant. Who else could I listen? Who could you listen to for 30 hours?
Casey Neistat. I was listening to him this morning on the Philip DeFranco show. He does news online, but on YouTube and stuff. And he has a podcast called A Conversation With, and he had Casey Neistat in.
Love that.
It was amazing. They were just geeking out about both being dads. It was so wholesome. I love it.
What about Peter McKinnon?
Peter McKinnon and Matty. I could listen to them for 30 hours.
Yeah.
Carl Pilkington as well.
See, I've never got into. I never got into
Carl
it.
Pilkington. His views on life are just hilarious. The fact that of all superpowers, he could fly, or he could shoot lasers, or he could see through walls, and his superpower would be bullshit, man.
Literally, someone talking a load of bullshit, and he just comes in and goes
bullshit. The fact that you can detect bullshit, that would drive me mad.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what's in our camera bags.
Yeah, love it.
We love our camera bags.
We do love our camera bags.
We do.
However,
we do love. Go for it.
Go on.
We love our good friend Rob.
We do love our good friend Rob. So here is a little bit of coming up of music news.
This is the ITV news at 6.
Other newses are available. So pretty interesting news actually. Rob, the one that we've been going on about so much,
we love him.
Rob at the Orange Tree, who's been helping out with some money for musicians and trying to raise as much money as he can. He was on the Chris Evans show.
That is pretty cool, isn't it?
It is absolutely amazing. Basically just talking about all the stuff that he's been doing and all of that kind of stuff. So
the fact that they've picked up on all the good stuff that he's doing is mad, isn't it?
I know, it's amazing.
Because I don't know if I said it on the last podcast, but when this Ballstock Musicians Fund was sort of started, and we applied and we're fine for it. I thought it was just going to be a one-off payment to see you through the month. But then when I got added to a group chat and was like, oh, here's your thing for June, I was like, oh, wow, you guys are doing such amazing stuff.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And the thing is, it really helps keep musicians afloat, really, doesn't it?
It does.
It does.
Because there's no job security in music, is there?
There really isn't. And
Unless
it's pretty scary, really.
It is. Unless you've a proper big corporate events and you're playing something like every week. You've got a gig every week.
But the thing is, even those musicians that do sort of corporate stuff every week and that's not happening now.
They can fall through.
They can. And I know a friend of mine, Steve Young, shout out to you, dude.
Go Steve.
Steve does a lot of music. He does teaching.
I saw his photo the other day on Facebook where he had all these like contracts and gig bookings and he'd written cancelled all over them, spread out his floor. It was so upsetting.
It's scary because you kind of think, well, when is the next gig coming? Because I'm getting like inquiries and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I can do it, but obviously I'm not taking any like deposits for this year because obviously it might get cancelled, and there's no point. It's not anyone's fault. So
I have one remaining gig this year in December, and that's a wedding.
Oh, I've got a couple of weddings still that I'm like fingers crossed that they will
they'll go ahead.
Yeah, that they'll go ahead.
We were meant to see My Chemical Romance tomorrow.
I know, this is really upsetting.
At the time of recording this podcast, it is the 19th of June. As in, like, tomorrow we were going to see My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, we were. And I was really gutted because we tried really hard getting those tickets and Connor managed to get them, and I was just like... We
were refreshing your page for about 20 minutes. You'd pretty much given up hope.
I cried.
You did cry. You did cry. And then I had like 3 tabs open because I'd managed to get mine instantly. I was like so hopeful for you. 20 minutes had passed and it was still like nothing. Yeah. Still no tickets. I was starting to lose a little bit of hope, I will be honest.
And then all of a sudden your page refreshed and it was like, a ticket is available. And we were like, yeah!
Brian, it was like I had money in the account to do it.
I know, right?
Because you only get like 5 minutes to check out.
It's ridiculous.
We were going to see My Chemical Romance.
Tomorrow.
Now it's going to be next June.
Yes.
Can it have been January or something?
I mean, I need to check the date for that to make sure that I don't take any weddings or any bookings.
True. Cancel that wedding. Tell them, like, you either want to get married without me or you can come to My Chemical Romance with us.
Well, I'm not paying for that ticket.
Their first dance could be, I don't love you.
Oh, I need to do a cover of that. I love that song so much.
Well, since we're in a studio, maybe we'll record something.
Well, I can't.
Oh, yeah, you can't. You can't. But you have been smashing your lives.
Kind of felt like that was Sooty and Sweep then. Like the little things on here were like little ears.
Little ears. You should decorate and make a little hand puppet.
Oh, that would be really cute. Oh, I should make a chicken one.
You should.
I want a chicken.
You do want a chicken. I tried.
You did try, in fairness. You messaged my mum and said, can I get Roxy a chicken for her birthday? My mum was like, no, mate.
Nah, sorry, mate.
Nah. Nah, not happening. She genuinely said, when I came home, I was like, oh, Connor said he wanted to buy me a chicken for my birthday. And she went, honestly, if he turned up with a chicken for your birthday, I would take it round there and I would put it in his flat and I'd be like, you look after it.
Oh, I'd love it.
I was like, yeah, but then he'd have to get rid of it, which means that he's probably going to die. Like, that's really sad. I was like, are you okay with like letting a chicken die? And she's like, yeah. Like, I'm not having a chicken. I was like,
she's like, I eat one every Sunday. It's fine.
No, that would never happen. I would never let anyone eat my chickens.
It wouldn't.
I love my chicken.
Chickens are friends.
I know.
Not food.
I love my chickens and I haven't even got them yet.
Soon. They're my friends. I
mean, talking about friends, our friendship is pretty funny.
It is funny.
So last week when we was recording the podcast, I did a vlog at the same time. So I was vlogging it.
Vlogging.
And as I was doing it, we set up my camera, and sort of to do a time lapse. And I watched it through. And basically, it's just, in fairness, I was a little bit...
You were in a lot of pain.
I was in a lot of pain because I had just broken my thumb. But I realised, like, the amount of things that you say that I just don't acknowledge.
I'm really boring.
No, you're not boring. No, it's just my brain just, like, sometimes doesn't... I want to say doesn't listen, but it does listen. I think my mum will literally back me up on this, like, in against me, considering, like, my mum will be like, right, I burnt the dinner once because mum was like, right, in 20 minutes you need to turn this off and put that on and then turn that on and do that for the dinner or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, that's fine, like, I got it. Yeah.
Cook.
And my mum came back and I'd only just put the veg on, so we ended up having like really hard crunchy veg.
Oh no, it's got to be soft.
And like the pie was kind of almost like burnt as well, so I'd really messed dinner up. And the thing is, like, I listened to what she said, but it just didn't go in. And there are some times that you talk to me and I'm just like,
You were focusing on your thumb. There was a lot of pain.
there was a lot of pain.
You did well. Like, you didn't even cry. Like, you did really well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a tough nut, really.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been talking recently about how accident prone I am.
True.
And people have been like, oh, last time I saw you, you had your leg in a cast because you'd had your ankle reconstructed from breaking it. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, now you've got a broken thumb.
I'm pretty accident prone. Like, I think I'm the only person that I know, that sounds weird, I'm the only person I know that falls out the top bunk of their bunk bed the night before Easter and breaks their jaw.
But then your brother.
And then my brother ate the Easter eggs. Thanks, bro. What a ledge. He was like 4 at the time. He thought he was doing me a favour by like
bless
eating them
him.
for me.
I mean, when is Easter? We've just had it, haven't we?
We've had Easter, yeah.
Oh, dear.
The best part about Easter is going to the shops the day after and getting all that half-price chocolate.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to be careful because I can't really have caffeine.
True.
But, I mean, other than that, I think like Easter's like one of my favourite holidays.
True. I love Easter.
Christmas.
It would be Halloween for me, but we don't really do that here in the UK, do we?
I'm absolutely terrified of Halloween. So just a quick little thing. I was literally, when I was younger, going around my village and a guy came out in a scream mask with an actual kitchen knife.
That's messed up.
I was terrified, so I ran away, right? He ran after me. I was throwing my candy at him, right? Managed to get to my house, closed the gate, and he was like, come out, little girl, I won't hurt you. I was like, oh my God.
Mate, that's terrifying.
Went in and like literally like cried to my parents. I was like, no, I don't like it. So yeah,
I hope he doesn't live there still.
I think he does, but I haven't been out since. I haven't been out Halloween since.
That's scary.
I don't like Halloween films. I don't like scary films. I don't like being on my own on Halloween. Like anything like that is just a no-no. Do
you remember in the UK, and I think it happened in America as well, the killer clown phase?
Oh my God.
That was messed up.
Now, can I just say,
if
anybody came up to me in a killer clown like that and I was in my car, please expect to get hit by my car. Because honestly, if I feel like I'm going to die by a killer clown, you're getting hit by my car. If you're standing in front of my car, I'm going to hit you with it. I'm terrified of clowns.
I hate them. I got pulled up when I was like 5 or 6 to the circus, you know, the one in Stevenage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they picked me to go do something in the middle of the ring. Hated every second. I hate clowns, and now I'm terrified of them. I just about tolerated watching the film It.
Oh no, I would never watch that.
I braved through it. And that was messed up, especially the second one. That was
I'm scared
scary.
of drain pipes now, or like drain covers, just in case there's like a clown living underneath it.
It's the bit where he, like the little Georgie's lost his boat and he's looking under this drain, and then you suddenly hear from this drain, "Hello, Georgie." Like, it's weird. I hate it.
No,
but I like the story. But if it wasn't a clown, that would be great. Maybe if it was like something like Bigfoot, something less scary.
I've never watched it, and I never will.
They're messed up.
Yeah, I'm not a horror movie person.
You need a friend to watch a horror film with.
No, no. I'd rather have no friends than have to watch a movie like that. I'd rather be on my own for the rest of my life.
They're terrifying.
Yeah, they stay with me. Let us know, guys, if you like horror movies or not.
I don't mind them.
No.
Just not ones with clowns. They're scary.
Right, moving on. Let's get away from the creepy stuff.
Creepy clown stuff.
What's up next, Connor?
You wanted to talk about our friendship, didn't you?
Yeah.
Fire away, buddy.
We are friends.
We as friends.
End of story. No, I think in fairness, like last year I went through quite a real rough time, and I think I wouldn't have been able to be where I am now if it wasn't for you, little bro.
Thanks, buddy. I could tell something was up because I remember distinctively you messaged me and you were like, "What camera do I use?"
Yeah.
And you were like, you really wanted to get into it, and I was like, something seems a bit up.
Yeah, I think it was just because my head was like messed up with like feeling so low in myself, and I just thought I need something. I've always loved photography.
True.
And I thought to myself, I really just need to do something now that's going to give me a little bit of happiness. And I knew that you
I think that's pretty much what I'm known for, just cameras and music now.
Cameras and music and being a total ledge.
I thought you were going to say like a total dick or something.
Total loser.
Total loser. Secondary school right there.
And I think for me, I think we're very similar people.
Oh yeah.
I think we're both quite creative. We're both quite sensitive.
Very true.
I think we both love music and all of that kind of stuff. But
we need things to drive us. Keeps us sane.
Yeah, I think we're both very on like the same kind of wavelength when it comes to certain things. We've got the same humour.
We do. We can't share that humour here.
No.
We can't.
Nah. We've got a very weird sense of humour.
True.
But
we get it.
We get it, yeah. We get it. But I think like having like a best mate that you can just like have a chat to, and if you're feeling down, or even not if you're feeling down, if you're feeling like really excited about something,
True.
Really cool.
You're buzzing when you tell me exciting stuff.
I always am.
I'm buzzing for you.
Yeah, and I'm buzzing for you as well. I think it's really nice when you have like a friendship that you've got that friend where you're buzzing for them and they're buzzing for you.
True.
And you drive each other.
I was well excited when you said you were taking pictures of the moon, and then when you showed me that picture of the moon, I was like, mate, I was like, mainly like super like freaking happy for you because that was an amazing picture, and then super jealous because I know I couldn't get a picture like that.
It's only because I've got your lens.
True, you have got my lens, but I was like, I'm always so happy for your achievements, and when you're having a good day, I'm like, yeah, let's try and make that good day even better.
Yeah.
When you're having a pretty pants day,
yeah,
still trying to make that day a bit better.
Yeah, and I think having a friend like that, I hope I do the same for you.
Always, mate, always.
It's like having a friend like that when you've been through some pretty tough times as well. It really helps. It really does help.
It does.
Yeah.
And boys and girls can be best friends. It's true.
They can indeed.
They can.
And they can be like brother and sister.
We are bro and sis.
Hell yeah.
Boom. Still social distancing, so it's elbows at the moment.
It's elbows, and we will disinfect our elbows. Don't worry.
But it's good to have a best friend, and we're mug buddies as well.
We are.
We got young broke musicians mugs. So
slurp. Let's slurp.
Slurp.
There we go. For those of you who can't see.
That reminds me of your voice message the other day.
What was that one? Oh, yeah, no.
That one.
Hello.
Oh, that was great. It was like I had headphones in, I was editing, and like I think I'm going to buy like AirPod Pros soon to edit with, because they're like, the noise cancellation is great, and I had one of them in because I found one on a tube.
Train.
Tube? Was it a train?
You was on a tube. Train, sorry.
Train, it was a train. I think it was the tube. The one you abandoned me at. But so yeah, we were on a train back from London, and some guy just rushed off. I sat down in this guy's seat and I sat on something, and I realised it was a case of AirPod Pros.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, result. They're like 250 quid. Result. Opened it up and there's only one in there.
I mean, how disappointing.
That
somebody is lost.
He could have left them both. Who walks away and realises, shit, I've only got one headphone in.
In fairness, though, you can't find the person that's left them.
I have tried. But now they randomly paired to my phone the other day, which was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was pretty sick.
So you've got an AirPod.
An AirPod Pro, but I think I'm going to actually buy some.
Yeah, do it.
But they look like Pingu.
I can't unsee that.
I can't
unsee it now that you've said it.
Or do you remember Bellsprout, that Pokemon?
Yes.
Yeah, they look like him. Or a hairdryer.
I love hairdryers.
I can't use a hairdryer.
Why?
Frizz, man.
Oh, really?
Curly hair and hairdryers do not mix well.
Oh.
We're going to take a quick break. Roxy's got a surprise.
I have indeed.
She's got a surprise.
Only for the people kind of on YouTube, but yeah. I can tell all the people on the audio podcast as well.
Very true. And we got our first musical guest.
Woo!
Musical guest. There we go.
we got the incredible Zoe Birkett.
We love Zoe Birkett.
This is what she's used to every night.
She is. She's done some amazing shows, and we're going to be asking all about her music career and her future plans and everything she does, because she's a busy person. So we're going to take a break and we'll be back with Zoe Birkett.
Hell yeah.
Go, everybody.
Welcome back to the Young Broke Musicians podcast. Pretty exciting stuff. We've got our first musical guest. Really exciting. Just quickly, for those of you who have just noticed, who are on the YouTube instead of the audio versions, we have our new merch, which is the Young Broke Musicians t-shirt.
I'm lacking one. I didn't get one made for me.
I know. We need to get you one, don't we?
We do.
Amazing.
But we got someone else amazing here as well, haven't we? We have got our first actual musical guest today, and that is the wonderfully talented, the beautiful, incredible Zoe Birkett.
Woo!
Hi guys.
How you doing, hon?
I'm really good. This, by the way, is not like a trophy dog. Like, hey, look at how gorgeous my dog is. She was sleeping and she just wants some attention. So just for 5 minutes, until she wants to get down, which might be in a minute, she'll be here. She won't cause any.
Well, we love dogs on the podcast anyway, so it's all good.
I remember seeing your video on Instagram, you trying to record your cover, and she started barking.
Oh no! Yesterday, like I have, like as you know, I'm not the most high tech person, so I've had to kind of make a little makeshift wall, and I've got the blogger light, and I've got some like a little bit of recording setup going on. But because of that, Honey thinks it's okay that this is her room now. So she likes to be part of it. She hates being away from me. She's a very needy dog, especially as she's getting more older. So she always stays in here with me. And last night, I had a few interviews I had a script reading until 11:30. And I opened the door because I didn't want to have her in here just in case she did bark.
Yeah.
And I opened the door and she was there waiting for me. Apparently, my fella said she'd been sat there for 2 hours waiting for me to come out. So sometimes it's just nice that she's here because she's just a very needy dog.
Oh, that's lovely.
It's like Gus, isn't it?
Yeah, and Pippa as well. Yeah, my little dog. She's a corgi cross with a chihuahua, so.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely.
Yeah, she looks like a little fox.
She's so cute.
So
yeah, do you want to go for the first question, lovely?
Yeah, so basically we just kind of want to pick your brains on your creative business and how you got into it and everything like that. So how did you get into doing what you're doing?
I mean, I'm originally from obviously a very musical family. Well, I say obviously, it's not obvious at all. That's why you're asking. So I'm from a musical family. I have a father who is a 70s DJ. He's obsessed with the 70s era. He is obsessed with Motown and soul and funk. And then my mum always sung. My mum met my dad as a singer when he was a DJ, and she used to do lots of impersonations, such like Tina Turner.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was always around music, always as a kid. And I just started kind of dancing around 3, I believe, which was like my first ballet session. Go on then, honey. And yeah, and it kind of started from there. Originally, I wanted to be a dancer. So my whole focus growing up was to be a backing dancer for Britney Spears. That was the dream.
Wow.
Love that.
That was the goal right there. And I used to compete. I was a very high level of disco dancing and modern acro, and I became champion level. And then unfortunately I had a situation where my hip came out of the socket, my left hip, and I had 3 pins put into my hip just to keep it together. And kind of from that moment, I would say my dreams crashed and everything did a massive kind of U-turn. The surgeons told me that I would never dance again, first and foremost. And I was like, okay. And then, I don't know, I guess I've always been a little bit, determined and hungry to prove people wrong. And I thought I'm definitely going to. So I did a lot of physio, but I then did start to shift my focus into singing and acting. I was already doing that anyway, but my main focus at that time was dancing. So I started kind of doing more on the singing side, doing lots more one-on-one private lessons with singing teachers, going to stage school, stage coach, being part of Andrew Lloyd Webber's National Youth Music Theatre. And it turns out I have a better voice than I did as dancing. So it kind of worked out well, really. And you know what? For like the last 20 years next year, I've had a really successful career as a singer actress.
Absolutely.
And I do still dance, and it's important to me just to kind of make sure that my hip is always fit. So I'm massively into fitness, not because I want to be. I have to just state this because everyone's like, you're a gym freak. I don't want to be, but because of my injury, and it always does come back, and especially since giving birth to my daughter, carrying all that extra weight, my hip is often weak. So the reason why I do train and run every day is actually to keep the muscle strong to support my hip. It's not because I want to run that far every day, believe me.
And you do incredibly well, because you've been in some pretty sort of physically intense shows. You've been in Thriller Live. I unfortunately haven't seen you in that yet. I'm very, very jealous of my wonderful fiance, Vic. Yeah.
Did you not, Connor?
I've not seen you in it yet. No, Vic rubs it in my face all the time that you've done Thriller Live. You obviously did that in Brazil, didn't you?
Yeah. So Thriller for me was such an important part of my life. I was in and out of that show from 2007. I originated the female role in 2007. And I opened it in West End. I opened it in Brazil, in South Africa, in Europe. And then after the contract was done, I always would go and do a different show. But as soon as I was free, I would always get a lovely call from the producers just saying, are you available to come back in, even for a little stint in the West End? I always see Thriller as my home. It's always a show that I will go back to. It's I grew up in that show. I spent a lot of my years in that show.
I hope you go back to it. I want to see you in it.
I'd love to see you in it.
Well, unfortunately, it closed in April due to the pandemic and stuff. But I know at some point, hopefully when things are up and going again for theatre, that it will be doing, another tour and stuff. But it was just such a great show to be part of. And I'm in the Michael Jackson book, and because I originated the part, I got to meet the Jacksons. So I seriously just had such an incredible time throughout that whole show.
That's amazing. What would be your dream role? If you was,
oh goodness me.
If you was to pick a dream role.
There's quite a few. We Will Rock You is definitely a show that I would love to be in. It's the part of Killer Queen. I play a lot of, diva, strong women, and Killer Queen is definitely up there for me, vocally, as an actress, and just as a whole persona. The Killer Queen character is just fantastic, so that's definitely on there. There's things like Dreamgirls. I love Six, and I know Six the musical hasn't had a mother in there, and I know it's all the girls in Six are very young. I mean, I'd like to think don't really look really too old.
You don't look old in the slightest.
I'm such a strong female, character, and have all that sass that these queens in Six have, that I'm thinking come on, it's about time you give a mama a run as well in the show. Excuse me, I don't think so. Sorry about that. She's agreeing with me.
She is. She's backing you up. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, because I've seen you in so many sort of strong female roles, and it's just so good to see. I think one of my favourite roles was Rock of Ages. I think that was the last thing I saw you in. That was incredible.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah, Rock of Ages was just... it always sounds really cheesy, but it was just such a great tour. I think touring in West End are two completely different things. West End, you get to, it becomes more of a job, because you get to be at home all day in your own comfort in the surroundings, and then you get to just go to work when you go and do the show for 2 hours and you get to go home. Whereas when you're on tour, you're in a different town, a different city, you're in, digs, accommodation that's not your home. And you've got kind of all day to potter around a different city until you go to work. And you know what? Once you've done it once, it's good. Yeah. However, I've done quite a few tours now, and I'm thinking, I've seen that there's all to be seen in Wolverhampton, really. I don't want to see any more.
That's brilliant.
What would you say? Because you've had a history of theatre and West End stuff, haven't you?
Yeah.
And
I was very young though. I don't do it now, but I did Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and I was in and I did Mary Poppins as well as Jane Banks, the little girl. So yeah, so I've been so excited. Yeah, I've been so excited to speak to you about your experience and about how you've found it all. So Yeah, love it.
Yeah, it's crazy times. I mean, obviously there was some sad news about Mary Poppins, that got released 2 days ago, that Cameron McIntosh, obviously due to COVID-19, cancelling all of his West End shows until March. And it's just such sad times out there for everybody anyway, no matter
definitely.
what industry you're in. But I think, in particular, the hospitality industry and theatre and musicians and performers, we're kind of the last one's like, hello, what about us? Don't forget about us, guys.
We were saying, I think in episode 6, we were talking about what life is going to be like gigging after lockdown. And I think I said that I think the music industry is going to be one of the last sort of things to come back fully, if you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, totally. I mean, maybe like solo gigs might be all right, but I think the fear in theatre at the moment is 90% of musical theatre shows are kind of based on a love story. So how are you going to kind of are you going to rewrite a whole musical? Because realistically, when we get to a kissing scene or when you get to an intimate scene, what that's going to be like, sorry guys, that's where we would usually have a kiss there, but we're not going to do it because we can't anymore.
You'll have to do the panto style ones.
And then dancing is so intense and the sweat flying all over the place all the time. How are you gonna stop that? And there was actually, I've just actually saw about 10 minutes ago before this interview that there was a quote from someone from in government saying that eventually for theatre things will be able to go back to some form of social distancing, but not singing. So we're not allowed to sing. That's kind of the latest one today.
What?
Is that's it's not like a Boris Johnson official statement, but it's someone within the government has made a statement saying, plays and things, but singing is very contagious for the corona.
Wow.
Okay.
All right then.
Really?
No, honestly, there's days I'm like, who is running this shit show?
No, we allow it. We're good. That's mad. How can you have like musical theatre with no musical to it?
I mean,
with no singing, no contact, and as well, financially, obviously, the theatre industry are losing millions, by the week. So, and unfortunately, I've seen so many closures of some of my favourite touring venues. Like Birmingham has closed the Hippodrome. We've got, South Shields venue that is literally, it's about a month away from having to say goodbye.
Oh, mate.
And what happens is, these, and I've seen it over the years, theatre buildings close, they get turned into flats and stuff, or restaurants and things. And I'm just thinking, if in the middle of this pandemic, if all of these, you can imagine how many they are in the UK, closed, and that's the end. Like, that's the end. So someone soon needs to save us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, massively. And I think for me as well, like, I mean, Mary Poppins was probably one of the best moments in my life. It was like, do you know Scarlett Strallen?
Strallens. I'm very good friends with Summer Strallen.
Oh, so Summer was in Chitty with me.
Poppins.
Yeah, Scarlett and Summer. They've both. Yeah, Scarlett was my Mary Poppins. Yeah, and I had Gavin Creel. Do you know Gavin Creel?
Yes, I know Gavin. Yeah. I did hair.
So I had Gavin
as well.
Yeah, so I had Gavin as well. Oh, I love that we can talk about
amazing.
people. That, and
I mean,
Carrie Fletcher.
Go on, Karen.
Carrie Fletcher.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Carrie Fletcher. Yes.
Yeah, because she came back as Mary Poppins.
How long ago was that? Maybe 10 years?
Yeah, we're probably going back a little bit more than 10 years.
10? Okay.
Yeah.
That must have been fab year as well. How old were you then?
I was probably about 12. I think I was in the West End from I was about 12 till 15, I think. Yeah, or 14, or so it was.
That must have been really fun.
It was amazing, and the thing is, I'd come out from school and then I'd go straight up there, and because I was in Sylvia Young's agency, Sylvia Young's.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, I loved Sylvia Young's. What agency was you in? Did you? So
because I did pop out when I was 16, I just came out and had a manager straight away.
Oh,
so
amazing.
I've had a manager, and now I've got a musical theatre agent. So I've got 2.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Talking about your musical theatre, tell us all about the Zoe Birkett Academy and what you do there.
Yeah, so it's something that I've wanted to do for such a long time. The main focus is just to be able to give something back to to kids who just love performing, without it being an everyday living stage school or an every weekend stage school. I always say to people who join the academy, because when we do the weekend, the basically, a long story short, it's a weekend intensive workshop in singing, dancing and drama with some of the industry's finest. Whether it's, casting directors, or we've had a guy who was in Game of Thrones doing our drama workshops.
Who is that?
I do the singing workshops. I have choreographers who do X Factor. So it's the highest people who are working in the industry now. Just to give something back to the students that is going on currently within the business, because I always find, and I found this growing up as a kid as well, when you do like your dancing every night or every weekend, it's kind of with the same teacher and it's brilliant, but it's usually a teacher who kind of has retired from being in the industry working as a dancer. So I just thought, what I want to do is, all the kids keep going to your dancing every week, keep doing it, on a weekend. But when you come to my school, these are people who are in it now. So they're going to be giving you all of the latest, like the lowdown on the latest style of dance, the singing audition technique, working with people off TV, helping you doing scriptware work as well. And just to give you something that's happening now and something that wasn't happening maybe 10 years ago. So I do encourage, people from all around the UK. It is based in the Northeast. It is only based in the Northeast purely because I have such a big market there. And I have a lot of children who come and support me throughout the year at the local pantomime or any productions when I'm in the North. So I always hold it there. But I have children from all over the UK that come, like Glasgow, London, and Birmingham. It's everywhere they come.
They're amazing. I remember editing that video for you when they were doing the song from Sing. They were adorable, weren't they? They're so good.
You know what, the kids, there's so much talent out there. You just got to make sure that they're steered in the correct direction, because at the end of the day, you guys as well, you're our next generation of musicians. So you're the ones that we need to make sure we're caring for and catering for, because you're going to help shape what's going to happen next. And it's just something I'm really passionate about, just giving something back and just trying to get the best out of them as much as I can within the 2 days. And it's great fun. If I had the time, I would do it every week, if I did. But I mean, it's just such a lot. It's a big thing to put on twice a year that I do it. It takes like 3 months preparation because I have merchandise to sell, and obviously I've got to get the teachers organised and accommodation for the teachers, because all the teachers that I bring up are from London. So there's just so much to organise for them 2 days. But I think at some point it's definitely something that I will look into further of opening it full time.
That'd be amazing.
I really would.
That'd be incredible. That would have been something that I would have been like, Mum, please,
you want to
come? Yeah, I want to come. Yeah, I want to come.
You want to come?
Yeah. I'd be like, Mum,
awesome.
can I go here? Oh, that would be amazing.
That would be your dream, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would have been that. Oh, yeah. Me as like a little girl doing that, I would have been like, yeah. I would have loved that.
That would be so cool.
Listen, it's good. It's great fun, and it's just positive, and it's all about, putting these kids as well into real scenarios where, an example, all the time I get sent scripts and it's, okay, can you self-tape this for tomorrow? And it's putting the kids under that pressure. So like an example, I can come across quite bossy sometimes when I'm doing the singing class for my academy, because I give them the piece on the Saturday that we're going to be learning, and give them all harmonies, give them the song. Lots of them haven't never heard the song. I never choose an obvious song. I'm not going to choose, Let It Go by Frozen, because they're all going to know the words.
Something to challenge them.
They're challenging them with something different that they would never have heard. So
Brilliant.
I give them this piece on the Saturday, and by Sunday I expect them to know the whole song off by heart without losing the lyrics and their harmony. So they've got the night to learn it. And on the Saturday at the end, they're all like, I don't think I'll be ready for the show and tell tomorrow, because we do a show and tell for the parents on the Sunday evening.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, but you will be, because it's amazing what happens to your body and your brain when you put under pressure.
Yeah.
And if you want to be in the industry, you need to learn quick. You get given these scripts and say, by tomorrow you need to learn it. And, when you're in a show, sometimes a scene might be cut, or sometimes a scene might be added within the musical.
Yeah.
And you have to learn it overnight. So it's about making sure they're pushed always.
That's amazing, and it's really setting them up for the big world. It really is, and you get things like when I did Stagecoach when I was really, really young, and you do find that they use sort of the popular songs at the time, and you have like however many weeks, and then you have your showcase at the end of like the semester or whatever it's called. But that sounds amazing, because I remember with Mary Poppins, we got put into a room, we had to learn the Super Cow dance, and have you seen Mary Poppins?
Yeah.
So it's the whole like SUPRCA, and you have to do every action for everything. And I thought to myself, I saw it and I was like, there is no way on this planet that I am learning that in that amount of time. And all of us, we smashed it. And especially being young, your brain is a sponge. And I think that is just brilliant that you do that, because I think it really sets them up for the real world.
Because you can do it, and I always feel awful because some of them really do come to me and plead with me. They're like, I don't think I will know it by tomorrow. And then lo and behold, as soon as they come back on that Sunday morning, they're like, I've learned it. And I'm like, I knew you would.
Oh.
But it's about giving them the confidence to be able to go, listen, it's 5 o'clock on Saturday. You've been here all day. And yes, it's been a tiring day, but you've got until 11 o'clock tomorrow, Sunday, to come back. So if you've got to be up till 10 o'clock tonight learning them lyrics, then so be it. Because that's what happens in the real world.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah, very true.
Very true. So my wonderful fiance Vic, who has been a super fan of you for years now. She's loved you since.
She's been there since the beginning.
She has. She's been there since Pop Idol and Big Brother. Yeah. She still occasionally blasts out like "Treat Me Like a Lady" as well, which she loves. We've actually got one of the CDs of it.
Fab.
We love it.
Yeah, Vicky's even come, like, you know, obviously before she was with you, Connor, to all of my little small gigs with her dad and her mum. You know, Vicky was always there. Always.
So we love like that single of yours. So have you got any plans for new Zoe Birkett music in the future when all this pandemic stuff is over?
Yeah.
She said yes.
Yeah, I always have plans. I always have the plans. It's just getting it done. An example. Let me give you an example. I'm working on another project at the moment, which again is something that I've had in my head for about 4 years.
Wow.
And today and tomorrow was going to be my 2 days of let's get in the zone, nothing else. And then life happens. You know, you have a child running around and you're like, okay. And you have a dog going, I'm not going to let you do that self-tape. And things take longer. So there's definitely, it is on the cards. And I'm working, the thing is I'm working all the time, and it's just getting that. You would think during lockdown I would be able to do it, but I've actually been busy. It's just been, it's been crazy videos and stuff, isn't it? It's mad, just trying to keep yourself going. And but yes is the answer to that. When, I don't know, but yeah. I think what I may do first, I may do a little small EP and of some of my favourite covers first
that's
of all.
awesome.
Just put something like that out first, because I do have a fan base who just want to, like Vicky, just play something in the house, maybe with 5 tracks of me singing my favourite, show songs or something. So
that'd be amazing.
I might get around to doing that one first, and then do some original material. That's
awesome. What sort of is your songwriting process? Like what sort of helps you get into the zone? What inspires you to write a Zoe Birkett original?
I really enjoy co-writing. When I was signed, I used to write every single day. And I used to write. I was very, very blessed. I wrote with some of the most incredible writers in the world, like Kathy Dennis, who wrote Toxic, Britney Spears, and other pop hits, Kylie Minogue pop hits. So I did a lot of co-writing because I do enjoy bouncing off people. I'm a people person. I work on people's energy. Yeah. So I really enjoy co-writing. But by myself, again, I just need to have moments by myself, and usually it starts off with poetry. I write a lot of poetry.
Oh wow.
When I was younger, I had some of my poetry published into a book, so I do a lot of poetry.
That's amazing.
And that's another project that I'm working on at the moment, is kind of down the poetry side of things. But it kind of starts from there. But as far as writing music and songs go, I've definitely got to be in the right frame of mind for sure. And usually it helps if I'm with, another musician for me. So we could just jam, get something on the piano, and I'm like, wow, that's a great hook. Let me try and just jam over that vocally, and I'm a very quick ad-libber with music. So if someone's playing something, I can usually kind of get something going kind of quite well. So that's kind of how I like to do it.
That's really cool. We got a few more questions. We put a post out on our YouTube channel, and we asked our lovely audience if they have any questions for you. So we got a question from Charlie. He wanted to know, what is your best advice for sort of improving your stage presence?
So I would say first and foremost is confidence. You have to somehow find that inner confidence. Let that fear go. Whether it's singing, acting, dancing, you are there to, our job on stage is for the audience to be able to escape. That's one thing to always remember. People get quite self-indulgent as singers and dancers, and like, it's all about me. It's actually not, because these people have paid to get rid of their problems for 2 hours. People are having a terrible time at home or whatever's going on. They come to the theatre to have 2 hours of you bringing them happiness, okay? So to be on stage and to be able to deliver that, you do need, I would say, confidence is key. If you haven't got confidence in life, I think it is, you will find it a struggle. I think, especially in, today's society where, I've seen more posts in the last 5 years about people with anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
I don't remember that being around in my time. Maybe I was, or maybe just people didn't speak up about it. But I feel like, we need to obviously guide people in the right direction and sorting their internal mental health and insides out correctly. And that comes in under the same bubble as, for me, confidence and self-belief in what you can be as a person, as a performer. And just enjoying yourself. If you're not enjoying yourself on stage, we're lucky that it's one of the most rewarding, fulfilling jobs and happy jobs to be doing. It's not even a job, really,
If you enjoy
we get
it's
to
not.
perform for 2 hours, 2.5 hours of having the best time ever. I'm so lucky I get to get paid for doing something that I love. So Charlie, just work on confidence, I would say, is first and foremost. Very small steps in getting stage presence, and then you can find out what your character is and what that character needs to bring to the stage. Are you a shy character, which is part of your stage presence, or are you a big bold character? Are you demanding? And so that will come once you find your own confidence to deliver.
Great advice.
Well, we had quite a few questions, didn't we? But unfortunately, we are running out of time.
No,
I know. However, there is one question that we do ask all of our guests that we've got. We ask, if you was to plan your own festival, who would be your Friday, Saturday and Sunday headliners?
Oh, that is an excellent question. Yeah.
They can be sort of so
They can be dead or alive.
They can be dead or alive, or you can have so I had the Eagles featuring Bryan Adams. So I kind of we can do features. We'll allow that.
Okay. So I think on the Friday night, I'd probably go for I'm a bit of a raver, a secret raver.
Oh, I didn't know that about you, Zoe.
I love dance music and funky house music, so I'd probably get Annie Mac to come and DJ on the Friday night.
Yeah, love that.
Just have a real cool if we're thinking festival here, I'm thinking really cool Friday night vibey.
Yeah,
nice.
just kicking off that festival on a good vibe.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
Then I'd probably go down a Beyonce headline on the Saturday night.
Very nice.
Amazing.
That kind of vibe. Featuring maybe Stormzy to come on as a feature.
That would be cool.
Stormzy and
I love
Beyonce.
I'm a Stormzy fan. And then on a Sunday, I think people are going to be a bit worn out from the hype of the Friday and the Saturday night.
Something a bit
I
chilled.
think maybe, I think Coldplay always goes down a treat.
Oh, I love Coldplay.
You've seen them, haven't you?
Sing along. You can sing along. You know, they're great live. They're always awesome at festivals. I mean, I've got loads of idols. No. I've got loads of idols who I would obviously love to see, but I think if I'm thinking festival, I think Sunday night.
Yeah.
Coldplay might top it off at the end.
Do you know what? I think you've smashed that.
That's a good answer.
I think you've smashed it.
Dance house party on the Friday, Beyonce Storms on the Saturday, bit of Coldplay on the Sunday.
I think we need to make this
Someone
happen.
Make that a festival. That is amazing.
Oh my God, amazing.
Happy days.
Coming?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
there.
Happy days. Well, Zoe, thank you so much for coming on the Young Broke Musicians podcast.
Thank you.
It's been awesome
You're
chatting to you.
It really
We'll
has.
put all of your links to your Instagram, your YouTube channel, and the Zoe Birkett Academy in the description as well. Is there anything else you want to say?
No, that's fab, guys. Just, stay safe and keep doing what you're doing, keeping everyone positive and chatting and goodbye.
Oh, bye, honey.
So that was the incredible Zoe Birkett.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Absolutely amazing.
I love chatting. I could chat to her for days.
Yeah,
and Honey.
Honey the dog.
Honey the dog.
We love dogs on the podcast, don't we?
We do. We need to bring Gus and Pip in here.
And Pippa, we do.
That would be cute.
We really do. Maybe at separate times. Because I think Pippa would be like...
And Gus will just be wanting attention from everyone.
Yeah, he would. Bless him.
Love
we can
him.
get him to snort on the microphone. Oh, bless him. So thank you so much for watching today and listening. We will be back again Monday at 8 a.m.
Absolutely. And you can listen, if you're new around here, you can listen to us on Spotify, on Apple Podcast. You can see our lovely faces on YouTube. And all the other good places as well.
All the other good places as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to give us a little thumbs up, a little like and subscribe. That would be amazing.
That would.
And if you've got any questions or anyone that you want us to interview, please let us know.
Definitely.
Thanks, guys. Stay safe. And I think, yeah.
I was jumping the gun there.
I think there's only one thing left for us to say, and that is...
See ya.